wouldn't go that far, but
you guys went golfing together.
We did go golfing together this past Friday.
It was like a date.
A little bit, yeah. We wanted to get a practice round in before the outing. Oh shit, we're recording. Never mind. Me and Jamie hate each other.
Welcome back, everybody.
And the truth comes out.
Welcome back to the Jabs podcast. As John was just saying, and by the way, I'm Jamie, and Stipe is here too.
Cares about me.
John invited me golfing last Friday.
Yep. I even gave you a beer while we played.
He did.
Dude, that's hard, dude.
He also let me use his putter because I hadn't golfed in 13 years. And I realized basically when we got to the course that I had sold my putter in a garage sale like years ago and I forgot about it.
Do you need to borrow one? I got an extra one.
If you have an extra one, perfect. Yeah.
I'm glad you said that because I told Jamie I'd get him one and then I completely forgot about it.
Well, it's like him things. I'll pay you back with $50 and it took him almost a year.
Who? Oh, really?
No, that's not true. That's a different story. The power went out at a clubhouse when him and I played golf like a year ago, and I completely forgot about it, and so did he. And then he mentioned it.
No, I remembered it.
Yeah, I paid you back as soon as you mentioned it to me.
A year later.
When you mentioned it to me.
COVID hit, and then boom.
Well, see, the world was shut down.
Mm-hmm. Didn't you pay him back at a podcast?
Yeah, I did.
For the camera.
Okay. Yeah.
No, so, Jamie and I went and played local course on Friday because he hasn't, as he said, he hasn't played in 13 years. So I was a little worried about our outing this upcoming Friday.
Which I'm excited about.
Yeah.
As the Rose Foundation golf outing, even the weather looks like crap right now, but it's okay.
We're still going to have a blast.
Yeah, I mean, listen, 58 degrees and thunderstorms, but it makes no difference.
Is there thunder? I think it's just going to be rain.
First off, it's Cleveland, so you can turn to 75 and beautiful. So.
Or 15 and snowy.
Yeah,
we don't know.
It can't, yes, this is true, but I'm going to go on the positive route.
I'm positive either way, man. It's a day off of work. It's hanging out with the boys, having a good time for a good cause, and there's going to be a lot of raffles. You had asked about that. I found out today for sure. A ton of raffles.
Yeah, dude, like the gal they have. Hit
the ATM up, bring a little bit of money, and we'll be drinking some beers and swinging some clubs, smoking cigars, and just having a good time.
Boom.
So yeah, so Jamie went and played. I was pleasantly surprised. Jamie's got some shots in his bag.
Thanks so much.
I got like one to me.
No, I mean, all we need you to do is get up there and just smash the ball down the fairway.
That's what I'm here for.
We'll be fine.
Yeah.
So
chicks take the long ball.
That's true.
That's how I got my wife.
Yeah. No, Jamie had some good shots, man, and you started to ease into the putting too.
Yeah, it took a little bit.
Yeah, a couple holes in, Jamie started to get the hang of it, the speed of the greens, and they were fast too because it's been so hot. So for anybody that's not from Cleveland that's listening, it's been like we've been in the 80s, mid 80s for the last week. It was
84 today, wasn't it?
Yeah, something like that. And so everything was running fast, like the greens, fairways, everything was fast. So.
Just like your sex life.
Yeah,
it was
not quick.
It was It was not quick for sure. It was a nice time, man. It was nice to get out. It was a Metro Parks course. So it was actually cheap too, and just I don't know. It was cool to be out. It wasn't crowded. It was a beautiful day.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So it was. We'll see if that transforms into playing well on Friday. But either way, man, I'm just happy to be going and be there. So
yeah. Dude, I'm excited. I haven't golfed all year. So I'm pretty pumped. I got my new clubs, my BXGs.
Yeah.
Pumped about those. Yeah.
Was the last time you played when we did Firestone last fall?
Yeah, it was because that was
towards the end of the year we played.
Yep.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, that was fun.
I was telling you before Jamie got here. So I went out so Jamie and I played Friday. I went out and played Saturday, and I actually tied my personal best round record.
Of course, it does it this week.
I know. Yeah, I'm going to be just hot garbage on Friday. It's going to be real bad.
No, I was surprised. I shouldn't say surprised. Like you golf a lot, so I knew you would be pretty good. But you can hit a ball. Like it was you tried going over those trees a couple of times, and not the best decision.
No, but the best part though is before I did it, I know what I should do, but we're here we're having fun today.
Yeah,
so let's try and cut the corner.
Talk about fun. Talk about fun. Last podcast, horse semen. I've talked to a lot of people this week since the last podcast that know a terrible amount of how it works, and they got really graphic with it. And they're like, "Have you seen the video?" And I just flash back to you.
I told you.
Wow.
Yeah.
Mind blown. I missed the boat on that one.
Yeah. No, they tell you about the glove and everything.
Oh, yeah. And the sleeve. And they have a fake horse that's wooden and mounted.
Yeah. It goes to mount it, and you got to get over there at the right time. And
who's
throw the
that
sleeve
person?
over the,
Like, I feel like.
Who invented that?
It seems like a very archaic process.
And then I heard they take, what's the female horse called?
I'm blanking. I know what it is.
Not the main.
Starts with a G, doesn't it?
No.
A gelding?
No, but they get them in the heat and they put them in the necks, like stall over, so they can smell.
They smell the
and they think it's it's go time.
And then they go to mount something, and it ends up being a sleeve.
So I hear when they eat climax, it is legit like a gallon.
It's a gallon.
It's a lot.
Really?
I heard it's a lot.
That's worth millions of dollars if it's the right horse.
Yes.
You know, you never think you'd say to yourself, you know how many horse semen conversations I've had this week? You never.
Well,
I kind of like that we're jumping back into it because I listened to the last recording and John was not comfortable with this conversation.
Right?
Oh, no. I just didn't want you to play the video for us.
Oh, that's true.
Me and Stipe both did not want to see that. You were trying to cue it up behind you, and we were like, we're out.
I'm going to sneak it on both of you.
No.
Like if I was trying to sell my semen, I wouldn't get mine. It would take me like 20 years to get a gallon.
Yeah.
I have like a thimble every time. Ever since I've gotten older, it's more like a dripping faucet.
Yeah, no, that's a lot of semen.
That's just
what
they call that bukkake session.
Okay, not sure that's what bukkake session means. Maybe it is.
But that's a lot.
That's a lot. That's a lot. I want to know who you were just bringing. That's why. Did you bring this up at how was the bachelor party?
Oh no, I didn't bring it up.
Oh, you didn't bring it up at the bachelor party?
The bachelor party was fun. It wasn't crazy. We just had some drinks. We played beer darts. A different version.
Okay.
Different version. It was a lot of fun though too. So you're in a circle, and you have a can in front of your foot, and then when you're done with drinking the can, you throw it in the middle. So you just kind of collect them. So you have to, there's 2 darts. Sometimes you can throw more if you want. We got to like 3 or 4 eventually because people were getting drunk and missing. But you just aim for it and you try to hit it. So it was fun. And so of course my cousin, and him, me and my cousin, we both got casualties. We both got stung in the foot.
Did you get one? Yeah.
Yeah. So the best part about me was they were in awe because I got hit with the foot. It stuck to my foot. I picked it out and picked up and threw it and smashed it. The kid's like, "What is wrong with you? You actually didn't like flinch or anything. You just got hit in the foot. Took it out of your foot and." So probably has AIDS now, but whatever.
Oh, jeez.
No, I'm just joking. Well, for you, it'd be herpes, but whatever.
Your brother have a good time though?
Yeah, he had a great time actually. Yeah, he was super fun. My stepfather, he cooked the whole time. I was trying to cook. He's like, "Get out of the way." I was like, "Okay."
Oh, did he handle it?
Yeah,
good for him.
He did a great job.
That's awesome. Oh, TV's got sound on. My bad, boys. I'll fix that in a second.
I saw I think you posted a video on your Instagram story. One of your brothers.
My cousin.
Was it your cousin fell asleep and you're like, somebody can't hang?
Oh, dude, it was like 8 o'clock, dude. He was like, done. Check by my desk.
Were the did you go down on Friday? Did you stay for 2?
Yeah, so we went down. We got there about 3 p.m.
Yeah.
Started drinking right away. We got after the first night, and then second night we kind of just took our time and drank the whole day and just relaxed and just just messed around. We got in a fire, had like a campfire, just kind of just told stories and just hung out, and it was fun. It was actually just laid back and nothing crazy. But the first night, man, I got a terrible migraine. I thought it was made from drinking.
Oh, that sucks.
And then I was like, man, this is like usually when you get a headache from like drinking too much, you can still churn and get like an angle where it won't hurt as bad. Mm-hmm. It didn't matter what I did. It was like excruciating. It was pounding. So I legit tried to make myself puke. That didn't work. And then, finally got to bed and woke up. I felt better. Man, it was bad. Like, oh, man, it was a rough one for a couple days.
Yeah, how Saturday was pretty laid back then? Just ate some food, drank a little bit?
Yeah, I cooked some steaks and stuff, some burgers and stuff. It was, steaks.
How was my man, Tommy? You do okay?
He did not go.
Couldn't make it?
Yeah, he did his fatherly duties. He felt bad, but he was going to go, but he's the head coach of one of his son's baseball team, and he's like, it's going to be too early. He's like, I'm like, you're good, dude. Like,
yeah, it's all right. Of course.
Like, it was a valiant effort. I would try the same, but
plus he's making a pass for this Friday.
Yeah, he's excited.
Tommy's the 4th in our golf force.
Yeah, he's excited.
Yeah, so I get it. I get it for sure. That's
he's got to pick and choose Fridays when he can get away.
Friday's the one you pick and you choose then.
Oh, so, yeah. My wife was like, she knows, and she's like, you ready? I'm like, oh, I'm so ready. Like,
so ready.
She's like, okay, whatever.
Yeah.
So what worries me is the fact that I was planning on just drinking coffee, kind of easing into Friday, and then you told me, Jamie, right before we started that we're going to have like Bloody Marys on the bus on the way out there at 7 a.m.
We're having drinks on the bus. Yeah.
Oh my God.
John, I got to tell you, I was right there with you. I was, a little sausage McMuffin. I was bringing the food.
I'm actually okay with that too.
Yeah. And you had the coffee. I was like, we're going to ease into it. Like, I'm probably not going to crack a beer till maybe 10, 11 o'clock. I'm going to really take it easy.
It's a marathon, not a sprint.
Yeah. And
There's no question.
And then I see him today, and he's like, hey, so what kind of drinks do you guys want on the bus? And I'm like, oh, God, that's 7 o'clock in the morning, man.
Yeah.
I can't remember the last time I had a beer that early. Like, it's been a
I don't
really
think I
long
would drink
time.
that early for a tailgate.
So
the tailgate's like 9 for me.
Yeah.
The earliest, and that's still pacing myself at 9.
Yeah, and I was just like Bloody Marys. Like, that's a good breakfast
great
drink,
start.
right?
It's a great
Tomato juice.
And
You can sip on that for the whole drive.
Yep, you sip on it. You don't rush it.
Yeah.
It's good. So
Here's the problem with that, though, when start drinking out shots or something.
no
Oh,
shots.
no.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, no.
I'm staying away from shots.
Team no shots?
Teams no shots.
Team no shots.
All right.
Team no
yes.
shots.
Perfect.
All right, good.
Yeah, I can do beers and hang out. Once I start doing shots, it's bad news bears.
Yeah,
So
I'm
we gotta
usually
stay
have
away
a
from
good
that.
high the whole time drinking beer. The minute I smell a shot,
Yeah, I got to stay away from that. It's a long day. So the speaking of morning drinks, I think I'm new to the Bloody Mary game. I've never been a Bloody Mary drinker.
Yeah.
I was always, you're gonna make fun of me for this. I was more, if I'm drinking a morning breakfast brunch
Mimosa.
drink, mimosa guy.
They're good, though. I'll give it to you.
They're good.
So there's nothing wrong with them.
They're good. So the I just started liking Bloody Marys. Super spicy though, and you got to throw a ton of shit. And I'm like peppers
Like
and
a burger and
yeah, throw like everything in them.
slice of pizza.
Yeah,
like those other ones.
I was with my buddy. We went and got like a brunch, like a Saturday, late Saturday morning, early lunch thing, whatever. And they had like hard-boiled eggs in it, like a hard-boiled egg,
that's awesome.
like hot peppers, all the stuff in there. I was like, I can do this, and I'm like, make it as hot as you fucking can.
The spicy,
Yeah.
the better. Yep.
Spicier the better.
I remember my first time I had one was right when me and my wife started dating. It was about a few weeks after I lost Struve, and we went to Florida for our wedding. And we're sitting at the pool there for a couple of days, and she's like, "Hey, you ever Bloody Mary?" I'm like, "Oh, those are disgusting," but I just never drank them. She's like, "Shut up, try one." I think I drank that the rest of the day and night.
Yeah.
Like I loved them. Like I was in love.
So I never. It's a real rarity for me. Like I just had one. It's usually at Easter because we always do Easter brunch. And when we go out for Easter brunch, I'm like,
that's a good
I'll take
idea.
a Bloody
I
Mary,
think
you
we did that
know.
once.
And the last one we went to Hex Cafe right down by where you coach. They had a bunch of different ones, and I was like, I just want the spiciest one, and it's called like the El Diablo, and he was like, be like pointing to it, and I'm like, yep, that's the one I want, man. It was hot. It was good. Yep.
By the way, I don't mind doing that. If you have a big family or not, like going to a restaurant for a holiday, it's a great idea. You don't have to mess up your house.
Yeah.
Like you don't have to cook.
Yep.
We did that for Thanksgiving one year. It was awesome.
Oh yeah, it's
We went to
fantastic.
Stancatos.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Yep.
Do you guys get stuck being the host a lot of the time?
you think?
Well, I figured as much. But see,
This
that's the other
coming from
thing.
you
though,
was
too.
trying to sneak into my pool. I'm like, we're going to use your pool all summer.
Well,
Oh, I'm glad you segued to there
hold
for
on.
me.
Well, real quick, we're gonna get to this because he
Yeah.
told me something that's gonna just break your heart as soon as we hear this. About the pool.
It's not that bad.
About the pool.
It's not as bad.
Not as bad.
It could have been.
So no, but that doesn't surprise me though, because your wife really loves to host.
No,
she loves to cook and do everything. Like and you guys love having all the family over and stuff too. So
you guys do it like the kind of the old school way too. In all honesty, the few times I've been here for those bigger gatherings where it's like the ladies are here and they're all in the kitchen and they're all doing the cooking and the guys are outside smoking cigars.
There's me walking through the kitchen. You guys need help, and I'm
ruining
smashing
everything.
food.
Yeah, right. So we segued there into the pool, and now you're going to break my heart.
No, it could have broken your heart.
Uh-oh.
I could have broken it. So, like I said, we're getting new plaster and tile.
Yes.
And,
Yeah.
you know, and the company we use, they're great. And unfortunately, I think it's the first time they use this plaster. And so they did the plaster. It's a darker blue.
Yeah.
And so it's, you know, my wife's pregnant. So I try to be very nonchalant with stuff and not try to get her fired up. Because, like, you know, she's pregnant. I don't need her to get all riled up. Yeah. So I'm walking outside and they just started filling it up with a hose. I'm like, cool. And you can't stop because it's going to leave a watermark. And so I'm looking at the bottom of the 8-foot section and I'm looking, I'm like, those are like footsteps. Those footsteps in the bottom of the pool, which is not a big deal because they can buff it out. They said, which is okay. I'm like, cool.
Yeah.
But then I'm looking again, I'm like, man, that doesn't look right either. There's like, you know, where the wall meets the floor, there's like cracks all around. And I'm like, I get it, it's going to crack. It's plaster. It's going to happen.
Right.
But I'm like, that's a lot of cracks. I get it's going to crack. I get it. But that's a lot to start with. And they're like, no, it's okay. I'm like, well, if the water gets in there, it's going to mess up my pool. And whose fault's that? Not mine. It's not being mine, but you're going to blame me for it. And you're not going to take the blame.
and you're gonna ruin Jamie and I's time.
Yeah. So
Our whole summer.
So
Yeah.
he started trying to plaster, and the guy, they're great. He's like, listen, he's like, yeah, we never used this plaster before. He took the blame. He's like, but we're gonna do it again. You know, we'll make sure we'll take care of everything.
Good.
So So we have the pool right now. It's open.
Yeah.
But we just gotta, we drain it and then, but it was great. They were great about it. And
It's a little delay.
it's a little delay. It's still usable.
And that's a solid ass company, man, for them to take a look and be like, that's 100% on us. We'll fix it.
Like
that's
at first, you're trying to I get it. They're gonna have footsteps, and he's like, it's easy. But if we go in the water, buff it out. I'm like, cool. Yeah. And then just the cracks, and I think it was the first time they, I don't ever used that product before, because he said, I think he even said that, or he thought about it, and or said something to me in that sense. I didn't remember what he said because my wife was talking to him, but he said something of that nature. Well, yeah. So, but anyway, the pool's ready to go, and I do have the fridge out there with beer in it.
I'm ready to go.
I bet you are.
John's ready to go.
Yeah,
maybe
we're ready for summer.
Sunday. Ooh, hey, there we go. That could happen. We could do a recording on Sunday, Memorial Day weekend, and then do a pool day.
I'm in.
Don't hate it.
I don't hate it at all.
Don't hate it at all. Actually, I was in there the last couple of days. My daughter is a savage.
Oh, I saw some pictures.
Bro,
man.
she's crazy. So we got her, we took off the little puddle jumper because we don't want her to feel easy.
Yeah.
So we got her a little right preserver so you can learn how to use her arms and her legs, and it's going good. But man, that chick, I think she legit jumped off the side of the pool into the water to me.
That's awesome.
50 times, if not more, in a matter of 2 hours, and then she took the vest off. I'm like, dude, you don't understand. You're not gonna float. So I gave her a little bit of a struggle, just to she understood, So, but then
she's been in the water since 6 months. 6 months. Yeah, you guys did that
survival training.
Yeah. No. At first it was kind of the first one was but it was more just learn how to float.
Yep.
And then now, the next one was a 6 week. That was hard. That was very awkward because she's screaming for me.
And you cannot.
And I'm literally on my phone playing games and just texting people because I can't acknowledge her. And then the best part about it was for 3-4 weeks she was screaming. The minute they went to the stairs, best student of all time.
Yeah.
She's wanted to be by the stairs.
Yeah.
And so, but now she's going back. She starts next week, next Tuesday. We have another one started.
Oh, cool.
So we got a girl. She was a college swimmer, and she's been doing it for her thing. She's about half an hour, 45 minutes, and it's pretty cool. But she does a little bit different, which is great.
Yeah, I know one of the programs they used to have. I don't know if those guys still do it. They were firemen that actually ran the little
It's only 15, 20 minutes that infant rescue.
Yeah.
It's only 15, 20 minutes, which is but it makes sense because kids
they're little man.
Yeah,
we're talking a couple months old.
Yeah, and plus they don't have the attention span like me, so I can only do it 15, 20 minutes.
Correct. That's actually
works
for
out
you.
perfect.
Yeah, it's not for your daughter. No, it's for you.
It's mostly for me. Yeah, but but she's a savage, man. She was out there for 2.5 hours today, just. Yeah, she was screaming because I wanted to get her out because I was freezing at one point. I'm like, babe, we got to go. She's like, ah.
That's awesome.
I was like, here's some pizza.
She's living her best life.
Oh, she's loving it, dude.
That's fantastic.
So she's having fun, and it's going to be nice, though, when I get the little man comes in, too, and he start using it, too. It's going to be great.
Yeah, family times, man. I mean, when you say little man, you meant John, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
He looks skinnier, doesn't he?
He does. I noticed it earlier. I was like, I think you lost some more weight.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Looking good, homie.
You look good. I told you that. Did not say that.
You did.
Thank you.
But
he doesn't take compliments well.
I don't.
At all.
So, speaking of looking good, I'm going to circle back to the golf thing because this has been the talk. No, it's been the talk of the town. Phil Mickelson wins the PGA Championship.
Oh, yeah.
50 years old. Mm-hmm. Oldest guy to ever win a major.
And it was 2,500 to 1 odds.
He crazy. Was 200 to 1 odds. Before the start of the tournament, he was 200 to 1 odds. And then at one point, he shanked a ball somewhere, and the odds changed to 400 to 1.
I thought it was more than that. It was something crazy.
Even the start of Sunday morning when he had the lead, I think the odds were 7 to 1 that he was going to win. So he still didn't even have the best odds.
I must have saw something else.
But
whatever, it's crazy for him to win. It's nuts.
8 years after he won his last major, man. Yeah. That's
it's been 8 years.
Time. Yeah.
So what's this whole Bryson thing?
Oh, Bob, hold on. So no, that's hilarious. Jamie can pull that up in a second because it's phenomenal.
What am I pulling up?
I'll pull up Brooks Koepka interview, and then just type Bryson. It'll pop up. It's all over.
Is it all about the eye roll?
Yeah.
Okay. So
you can find the whole video somewhere. Okay. So anyway, but Phil Mickelson, the one thing I want to say about him too. So the big joke with him is.
He plays golf and picks up chicks.
No, so when pro golfers have to wear pants when they play, they're not allowed to wear shorts. So he was doing a exhibition thing with Tom Brady a year or two ago, whenever they had that, and everybody was talking about Phil Mickelson's calves. He's got fucking monster.
Like mailman calves?
Monster calf. Nice. I've never heard that saying before, but
it makes sense.
I've never heard that saying before, but it totally makes sense.
Yeah.
Jamie, you got to pull up Phil Mickelson's calves after.
Are you serious?
Oh yeah, they're monsters, dude.
I was infatuated with my mailman's calves when I was in high school because he'd walk by, dude, and his calves were like as big as my thigh. It was
Holy shit!
There you go.
My man.
Look at those.
He's got
things.
some calves.
Bro, he should be in a competition just for calves.
I mean, he might be 50, but those are 21-year-old calves.
Dude,
Those are rock solid.
those are enhanced for sure.
He had a procedure.
Wow. Yeah. Well, good for him, man.
But so he had a hell of a weekend. He ends up beating Brooks Koepka. Obviously, they were the final pairing.
Yeah.
Brooks Koepka didn't play that well on Sunday. Ended up losing by 2 strokes. But Jamie, did you find the video?
Trying to.
Or just
is it all
screenshot?
about Is it all about? There it is. Is it all about Bryson DeChambeau?
Yeah. So Brooks Koepka's getting interviewed. This is after like the second or third day, and as he's getting interviewed, Bryson DeChambeau walks behind him, and Bryson DeChambeau has like metal cleats, like old school metal cleats. So they're loud as shit.
Yep.
Like they clank.
Those
like,
are my favorite cleats in the world.
He's walking on like gravel or concrete or whatever. They're clanking away, and Brooks Koepka mid interview, like rolls his eyes, and he's like, tries to finish what he's saying, and he's like, I just fucking lost my train of thought. He's like, I'm not with that bullshit. Like, and just like fucking calls him out. So, I mean, I don't know if they like actually dislike each other or he was just annoyed. And in that moment, he kind of let it slip. But he's always been like, kind of wears his emotions on his sleeve. So
You should.
yeah,
People love that.
They do.
It's a roller coaster.
That's awesome. Yeah, it was an interesting weekend, man. It was one of those times where you because I don't watch a lot of golf, but I kept seeing like, holy shit, Phil Mickelson. And I'm like, seriously? Like the last time I used to watch golf, he was really good, and that was so long ago. And
He's still good. He just doesn't like.
yeah, he's awesome. Apparently, he just won the U.S. Open.
Yeah,
PGA. I'm sorry.
the PGA. He's never won the U.S. Open. That's the only major he's never won. But
he'll get it this year.
they're playing it.
He's got it.
They're playing the U.S. Open in June at what I believe is his home course in San Diego. So I don't know if it's his home course. It's in Southern California. I know he's from there, and so I believe that Torrey Pines is his home course. I'm not positive, but he's played there a bunch.
Torrey Pines.
These are yeah, so that's the only major he hasn't won, but he wasn't winning anything like leading up to this, so it kind of like came out of nowhere. But this is the first time in a while that tournament's actually been like,
it's like with Tiger.
Fun to watch.
The 1 year he took second in the FedEx Cup, he came out of nowhere.
True, and then he rolled that into that Masters one the next year, because he kind of was on a roll there going into the end of that year. But I mean, who knows? You just got to get hot at the right time, I guess.
Well, and like, so Phil Mickelson didn't actually qualify. Like, he automatically qualifies for these majors now, right? I thought I was reading somewhere that like he didn't have to actually qualify for it. He just, because he's won it in the past, they'll always invite him.
So the PGA Championship he automatically qualifies for because he's won it before. The U.S. Open he had never won, and they gave him an exemption to get into it.
Right.
And he was like, I really don't want to do that. It's kind of like I prefer to try and qualify for it. So he wins this thing. He gets an exemption, like he's automatically qualified for like every major for the next 5 years.
Oh, nice.
So he basically is set for forever. And like the Masters, for example, if you win the Masters, you're in for your life.
Okay.
Like you get a lifetime exemption.
Okay.
So, but actually, we'll tie this into you, Stipe. So, he, in his press conference afterwards, he talked about how he had to work on his focus and being able to stay focused for that, like the 72 holes, like the 4 rounds of golf and everything like that, and how he had to change his diet and his mentally, he'd be like, oh, I'm doing meditation and I'm doing this other stuff now and whatever. So tying it to you for the fight fans that listen, you talked about probably a while ago about how you started changing up your diet and getting in better shape and changing your workout structure and stuff like that. So as you start to get a little bit older, what have you done in your like preparation to, change the way you do it to like remain at that high level?
Wait, would you say I lost focus?
I'm so confused.
Yeah, I mean, you just like, it's just like anything. It's, you got to evolve.
Yeah.
I mean, not even getting older. I mean, definitely getting older, you got to understand like what things are going to help and what things are going to hurt you in training wise. Like, I can't
listen to your body a little bit.
Exactly. I think one of the things is just listening to your body. I think more than anything, I think a lot of people are so accustomed to training one way, and then after a while they start getting hurt more and realizing that's not the way to go. And then you start to, figure things out. It's going to be, you get the same amount of exertion or, workout or exercise or whatever you're trying to get out of it. You get it with a different kind of workout, but it's not as impactful as the other one.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
It's like a more focused workout.
Yes, exactly. More pinpoint, I guess you would say. So it's almost like, it's like I could roll around. I could run on the go around this, like the tow path or whatever through the streets, whatever. I hate doing it because I'm 200, almost 240 pounds. It hurts. My legs get tired, and I'm a big boy. And so running on an Ultra G treadmill, that helps a lot of this me up, makes my weight a little bit lighter. Or I do a pool workout, which is a lot more easier on my joints and less strenuous.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
And then what about like? So he talked about how he like changed up his diet and he was eating better and doing stuff like that. So like early on when you were fighting, I remember in a couple interviews you talked about like you'd be asked like, oh, like, eating food or whatever. And you're like, well, I don't have to cut weight, so I can eat whatever I want. But I feel like in the last few years, you've gotten like a lot better about your diet versus like, oh, I can just eat whatever and I'm burning a ton of calories in my workouts. But like now I think you're eating like better food. Like you're still able to eat more because you're obviously a heavyweight, but I feel like the diet's better too overall.
The one reason why the diet is better, because in my first house where I lived, legit was like 5 to 6 fast food restaurants. I'm not joking. It's true. And it was so easy to eat, whatever, at McDonald's, Wendy's, Burger King, Taco Bell, KFC. I mean, there's like you had a ton of stuff. And the minute I moved away and I was farther away from it, like it's like 5-10 minutes away, I'm lazy. I don't pass it. I'm like, I'm good. I don't need to go there.
Yeah, so it became more home cooked meals, more balanced stuff.
And that's the reason why. But I also at the same time knew I do it to eat better. I knew I had to do that. But that definitely helped a lot from moving away.
Yeah,
like not farther away from it. Just changing my residence and not being right next to it. Because like there's plenty of times where I'd be at the bar and I walk home from the bar and on the way home I go to Taco Bell and Taco Bell on the way home it's a 10-minute walk.
Yeah, no, it makes sense.
Yeah, when it's that accessible and that easy.
That's the whole point of the convenience of fast food.
Yeah,
it's a blessing and a curse.
No, what about the mental side of things? Like Mickelson had talked about, he had to change his mental game. Now we've noticed the difference in you just as an individual, as a person, over the course of your career. But have you purposely changed your mental focus of fighting in the whole game over the time?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like it's not genre, like it's evolving, not just with physical but mental. I think with the mental part, I think my main thing was I stopped caring what people thought. I stopped caring what people were going to tell me what to do. I'm going to listen to my coaches, listen to me, listen to my family, and do what I want, and I'm going to have fun.
Yeah.
I'm not going to worry about it. If I'm supposed to win, I'm supposed to win. If I'm supposed to lose, I'm going to lose. But guess what? I'm going to go out there. I'm going to give it my fucking hardest and give it all I got. Give me the old fucking college try.
So do you not get irritated at all anymore by posts and comments and shit like that on the social media or things that are said in the media?
Yeah, yes and no. I mean, if someone says something, I mean, like, don't like we talked earlier, a couple podcasts a while ago was like, don't talk about my family.
Yeah, that's for sure. Right.
But like with me, no, I mean, I usually just kind of fire back and say something funny. Mm-hmm. Oh, hey, thanks for the support. Appreciate it. The one thing I do hate is like, people to call me, I have like, dementia or stuff like that. Or, I have like, altered mental status or, or like, just stuff like that. I just think it just drives me nuts and just like, sorry, I talk this way. I'm sorry, my whole life. Sorry. Mm-hmm. It has nothing to do with the way I get
you sound like you have a bag of dicks in your mouth.
It is what it is. Guess what? It's been like that since day one.
Yeah, I was going to say, I've known you for like 10 years now. You've sounded
maybe it was like a half bag. Now it's a full bag.
It's a whole bag of dicks.
Whole bag. No. Yeah, I mean, that you have pretty tough skin, though. I mean, I've known you for a long time. Everything kind of rolls off your back. You don't let a lot of stuff get to you.
No, so. I mean, one that knows how to pull that trigger is my wife. She knows that button.
It's her job.
Oh, yeah.
She knows how to poke the bear.
Oh, big times. But it is what it is. But, I mean, I let that stuff go. I mean, if I don't like something, I won't fire back. Like with a friend-wise, I'll just say something like, hey, I don't appreciate you saying that. Or, I'm not going to, like, call you out in front of one. Like, this would really bother me. I'll go behind the scenes.
Say something.
Talk to you like a person.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm not gonna be like, why the fuck would you say that? I would find an opportunity where we could sit next to each other and be like, hey man, listen, like it's all good. Like, you were joking around, but I didn't appreciate the comment.
Yeah. The other thing I was going to say too was, you see it with a lot of professional athletes as they, evolve in their career, they start to have families and stuff like that too. Like, do you find it tough? You got a second kid on the way. You have a young child right now. Like, it's got to be tough to like balance that time. I mean, I know us, the three of us, we try and schedule. And Jamie, you have kids too.
Yeah.
We try and schedule podcasts. we try and schedule podcasts and stuff like that too. And it's like you guys got your kids' games, you have your kids' practice, you have all the other stuff. I mean, I got to imagine you, Stipe, when you're trying to, when you're getting ready for your fights and doing that kind of stuff. I mean, it's that balance is tough.
Yeah, no, it is. But like my wife's amazing. She's a rock star. She does a lot for me, and I'm very lucky to have her in my corner. And it just, I think getting a gym in my house was like the best thing ever because like now I'm not gone all the time, but like I'm home a little bit, I'm home more. I guess you could say when I train at home. But it's such a better feeling because like I'll go train and boom, now I might take my daughter down a big inflatable slide she has. Like so it's like I don't have to like take an hour and a half of getting in the shower, driving there, driving back. Because it only takes like 20 minutes to get there, but then sitting there talking to people, it takes an extra hour and a half, 2 hours just random stuff happening. So now I don't have to do that. I can just the minute I'm done working out, I'm working out, she watches me, and then she runs over and hang out. It's awesome. But like I said, my wife, she's a rock star, and when I have a camp, she's kind of just but not just her too, but like my whole family, like my mom, her aunt.
Takes a whole village.
It does.
Mm-hmm.
I got a question for you, Jamie, because you posted a video on your Instagram story or a picture, I think, of you were in the stands for your kids.
Oh yeah, I saw it today.
Softball game.
Today, baseball.
Baseball.
My son's first baseball game.
You had the taco sunflower seeds.
Is that from Taco Bell?
No, they're at the store now. Taco Supreme David's sunflower seeds, the greatest invention of sunflower seeds. They are. I love just regular. I love a lot of the different ones.
The pickle ones are good.
Pickles are good.
I can't eat too many of those because eventually my mouth gets raw.
So I do that. I did that with the Supremes today. I went a little too hard, but the first bag of the season, I was all
better than a bag of dicks.
Then all of a sudden, all these kids were running up, and I know all the families, and their little ones were like, "Can I have some?" I was like, "Absolutely, have a few seeds."
You are a better man than me. I would have it in my pocket.
No. I took Ralph Conti. His son's on the team as well, and his youngest daughter. Every time I see her, I buy her candy. I haven't seen her since before the pandemic.
Yeah.
So I walked over and I was like, come here. And we walked over to the concession stand. I bought her 3 bags of candy. I was like, I haven't seen you in a while. Here you go. Yeah, it was awesome. It was good to see the kids.
That was going to be my follow-up question. As a parent in the stands, you're watching your kid. You obviously care about how your kid does if he plays well. Do you give a shit about any of the other kids that are playing? Like,
I see what you're saying.
I mean, like, not as I don't mean like, do you give a shit about them as like human beings?
Right.
But I mean, like, while they're playing, you're like, I don't care what that kid does at the plate. Like, it doesn't matter.
I'll be the same. I'm sitting like that right now.
Yeah. Don't be the kid that drops the ball. That's all.
So the focus is definitely on your own kid. But we've always taught. I think you guys have played team sports. Like it's always more fun to win than it is to lose. So I hope everybody does well. But if you don't,
everybody gets a ribbon. Everybody gets.
I hate that too.
I hate that too.
Yeah, we don't do that. But no, they had the kids played awesome today. Jimmy hit a fucking triple. I was like, who's this kid?
That speed from?
Yeah, he doesn't have speed. It should have been a home run. The speed was lacking. Yeah, Goldberg, the goalie, doesn't blaze.
The triple's just as good.
Jamie's got him on the juice.
Yeah, right. So it's all the hair.
Talk about kids. Let's talk about this situation. So probably maybe a year ago, maybe like 8 to 12 months, we get a phone call from my daughters, talking about kids and watching out for them. So we get a phone call from my daughter's like school daycare, and they're like, "Hey, your daughter involved in an incident." I'm like, "Oh God, please God, don't shit anyone. Please God, don't. Please God." I'm praying, right? And they're like, no, she was holding a toy. One kid wanted it, and the kid didn't know how to react, so the kid pinched her cheek, and she kind of was like looked at him like, "Dude, what are you doing?" Like, she didn't cry. I'm like, "All right, good." She didn't cry, so it happens. I get it. It's gonna happen again. So last week, Friday, I was there. Me and my wife were just talking. She's like, and she after this happened, she's like, "I knew we were gonna get a call today. Get another call. Your daughter was involved in an incident." I'm like, "God dang it. What happened?" I'm like, "Please God, don't tell me she hit someone." They're like, "No, she's caught in the line of fire." I'm like, "Wait, what?" So one kid, they were trying to do something with one of the kids, and the kid got frustrated and just whipped a toy across the room and smoked my daughter in the head.
Oh.
She did not like it because she cried hard. But then the first minute I picked her up from school, I picked her up. I was like, I was ready to take a little 4-year-old out. And I was like, what happened? And she's like, I had dad hit in the head, got a boo. And I'm like, and there's a mark. I'm like, it's like black and blue right now. It's pretty much gone now. But I was like, so I go to the lady, I'm like, who was it? And she's like, I can't, tell you that. And I was like, I'll find out. I'll find out. Oh, my daughter. So my daughter goes, I'm like, my daughter goes, my wife, she's like, Coco hit me in the head. I was like, Mila, snitches get stitches. Yeah. But good job. Yeah, that's it. So she told us what happened, and but it was an accident. The kid, I think the kids got frustrated, not at her, just they were trying to do something, and the kid just whipped it because they wanted to grab it, and she just was in line of fire, and it happens. But then later that night, she was in my nook, we're about to go to bed. She sits up on my chest, turns around, and just punched me square in the eye, laughs, and lays back down. I go, what is wrong with you?
What the fuck?
First, who taught you that? You don't do that. And then she didn't care. She went to bed. She legit went to bed. I was like, good job.
We're going to have a talk tomorrow.
Yes, 100%. But she it wasn't like a late punch. It hurt. It hurt like my eye watered. I'm like, why? What is wrong?
That's my girl. Yeah,
woke up, she went to bed with violence.
Yeah, it put her to bed. It's all good. My son, the worst injury he probably ever had was when he got dropped down a slide. And it was his sister that did it. He was only like 7 months old. And my wife thought it was a great idea to put. You remember how big he was?
They probably didn't hurt him. He probably bounced.
Oh no! So Sophia was only like maybe 2.
Yeah.
And so Jimmy's in Sophia's lap, and she gave him a little push, and she was supposed to hold him, but she just let go.
Oh, she didn't know. God.
He had a whole second head.
Oh, Jesus.
And then he was puking and falling asleep as soon as he got in the car, and I'm like, oh yeah, he's got a concussion.
Oh, did you take him?
Oh yeah.
Was he okay? I know he's okay now. So
he's not really that. Yeah. That might explain a lot of things.
That's probably why he didn't home run.
He's not that smart. So
that's probably why he didn't home run.
Right. Yeah.
Oh my God! I didn't know. Oh, that's crazy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it happens, man. Kids, especially with that, they're little. It's like magnets with their heads, man. Like they just. For some reason, because their heads are so much bigger than the rest of their body, that like things find the head and they get hurt. It's just like you as an adult.
Yes. Yeah, 100%.
Did I ever tell you guys about how I fell out of a 2-story house window when I was 1.5?
What?
No,
I never told you guys that.
No,
I thought that. Well, yeah. No. I thought I told you guys that at some point in our friendships.
No. I don't believe so. No.
So
there's a lot of things you don't talk about. Like you lied to us a lot too.
I say that my mom pushed me out of a 2-story house window when I was 1.5. She didn't.
Survive, by the way.
So here's how it goes. My parents had just moved back to Cleveland. We were at my grandma's house. They were living in the upstairs. My parents' bed was near the window. My mom was rolling a ball across the bed, and I was like on the bed crawling.
Trying to get your mind off of it because your dad had your Browns coat on. He's like this.
So he goes,
Jesus Christ.
So he goes, she's rolling the ball across the bed. She hadn't made the bed yet. My feet get tangled in the sheets.
Out of here.
I fall forward. I was like crawling. The window was next to the bed. I fall forward. I hit the screen. Screen pops out. I go out right after the screen.
Oh,
now, mind you, there is a chain link fence. So on the side of the house I fell out of, there's about 6 feet of grass and then a chain link fence with the little like prongs on the top of the chain link.
And they're like the pointy ones.
Yeah, that's one of those old school fences. Yeah.
So
like a prison.
My mom freaks out. Runs downstairs. My dad was
like a shish kebab now.
My dad was taking a shower. He comes running out throws jeans on, comes running outside. I'm on the ground crying. Like they rushed me to the hospital. I was just on the ground crying. I had like grass stains on my jean and my little overalls.
So you felt flat probably then.
Well, what I think happened was the chain link fence was 6 feet away from the house. The screen was leaning like this against the chain link fence. Basically, I think I landed on the screen and hit on the ground. So anyway, they rushed me to the hospital. They x-rayed me like 2 different times. Yeah. They're like, are you sure there's nothing wrong? And they're like, we can't find anything wrong. Like whatever. I was just crying and like upset.
And then child services showed up.
Yeah, probably. I wonder. I actually never asked about that, but I'm probably sure they wanted to take me away.
What are the chances of that? Like,
yeah, I know. I got real lucky.
Yeah.
So
it's like totally random, like watching Toy Story. the first one or second one when Buzz Lightyear falls out the window, he gets tangled up.
It does, yeah.
Like, I'm not trying to be funny, but
I don't know. I got real lucky on that one. So yeah, but talk about childhood injuries.
Cheating death, man.
Dude,
cheating death.
Jesus.
So if that happened, I swear to God, if that happened to somebody today and they went to the hospital and said, this is exactly what happened, they fell out a window, zero question that you're getting a social worker showing up to your house.
Oh,
Zero
probably.
chance you're gonna keep your child.
I don't know that back then it probably wasn't as stringent as it is now, but yeah.
I was talking to one of my friends about this, like how much it's changed, like since like back in the day to like now. Like my boo was like, I don't remember. He's like, my dad used to have me in the middle of a party in a playpen at 10 o'clock at night. They're hammered, smoking.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Now it's like,
yeah, that doesn't happen anymore, dude. I used to ride on the dashboard of my dad's van.
yeah, that's how they got it. My mom told me that when I was born.
I used to ride on the dashboard.
They put me in my mom's lap with no car seat, and they're like, hey, good luck with that. And I'm looking at my mom, like kind of like looking at her, and she's like, what do I do? But that was okay. It was no car.
Yeah, there was no car seats.
Yeah. By the way, let's talk about that situation. So we have another one on the way. So I'm getting car seats set up now just to get them set up now. So I'm getting my daughter set up, and I put the seatbelt thing through thing. That's the way to do it. And I'm like, let me just go a little further into this, Graco, whatever it was, forever one. Didn't realize that I can take the latches and move them up and make it easier.
Correct.
Yes, I fucked up.
How old do you have to be to sit like in the front seat now?
9. You have to be 9 years old,
or a certain like weight or height.
I think it's 9 and a certain weight.
Okay,
I think it has to be. You have to hit both.
I was gonna say, I feel like I sat in the front seat like way earlier than
there were no laws. There were no laws back then.
Yeah, I remember one time I was in my backseat, the backseat of mom's car, no seatbelt on. My mom hit the brakes. I face planted right into the dashboard. Crushed my face.
I'm pretty sure when I was like 6 years old, my uncle used to have a cabin like in central Ohio somewhere, like by a lake. And I remember my dad, it was like these little like kind of country roads, like back where this cabin was, like in this like complex of other cabins. And I remember I sat on my dad's lap and he would just let me drive the car and he would just do the gas. And I was like 6.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
yep.
I'm like, okay, like this is the coolest thing ever. And I'm driving the car. I can't reach the pedals, but like,
so
it's insane.
Where we go,
the world's a different place now.
Well, sort of. Where we go to vacation in Canada, the resort has like these old dirt roads all around.
Oh, badass.
And there's a huge grass field, and it's actually a landing strip for like a lot of people at their own personal little airplanes. So when the kids I was first taking them up there, man, I would throw like every time, whenever we had to like run up to the store, which is only like a quarter mile up the road. Yeah. Jimmy went right in my lap, and I'm like, I would put my hands up and be like, "You're steering, homie."
That's awesome.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
Totally wouldn't get away with when Mom found out, she was not pleased about that one.
Did you see they're they either passed it or they're trying to pass it, a new law where you can't if you have a kid in a car that's under 6 years old, you can't smoke cigarettes.
Is that I actually thought that was the law, but they've been discussing it for a while.
Anyway.
Right? Yeah, exactly.
You know what's crazy? So the last podcast we talked about, I had went on my trip, I flew to Oregon or whatever, but I was thinking about this while I was on the flight. I go, isn't it crazy that they used to smoke cigarettes on airplanes? Like, that seems nuts to me.
Yes, 100%.
Not because of like the smoke, but just because you would light the plane on fire. It's literally an insulated cabin of oxygen getting pumped into.
I remember like the old ones, you can flip over the ashtray back once they.
Yeah, it was in the armrest.
Yeah, once they not stop smoking, they still had them because they.
That's right. Yeah, they used to. I told my kids this not too long ago. I vividly remember.
You used to walk 50 miles uphill both ways to school?
In the snow.
No, like for sports banquets when my brother and sister are actually really old because my brother's 8 years older than me and my sister's 11. But like they're like senior awards banquets and shit. Like we'd go in and like everybody was smoking in the cafeteria. There were ashtrays on the cafeteria tables. I'm like, that's like crazy.
Dude, it was like in high school we have bingo night. Like it was like every Tuesday and then once every other Thursday. But I would leave practice like or if I was driving by, dude, it was like a billow of smoke coming out of the cafeteria because like people were just puffing away, popping those things, popping those little whatever they're called.
Yeah. Remember. For some reason, I only think about it when I think of like McDonald's, like when I was a little kid. But they used to have like the smoking section and the non-smoking section.
Yes, that's
Which,
right.
Chuck E.
Now, I
Cheese.
thought about that.
Now it's funny because and we're not. I don't want to. I'm not trying to get political on this. So people have their opinions about masks and whatever, and fine, whatever. To each their own. Don't care. Doesn't matter. But people argue the impracticality of masks and the rules on them and distances and whatever. Think about the impracticality of a smoking section and a non-smoking section in a restaurant, and you're like, we're still in the same room. We're just sitting on different sides. Like they're still in here.
It's that, and then it wasn't like divided by a wall. It was divided by like a row of booths, but the top of the booth was like up to here.
Yeah.
Like
So
it was wide
like,
open.
yeah.
It's
crazy.
so weird. Do you remember like it was people when they banned smoking in restaurants and bars?
That was the best thing ever, dude.
It was fantastic, but
People put up a fight for a really long time.
Yes.
But then I can't even imagine.
Could you imagine going back?
Oh, it's terrible.
No.
I don't. I
used to
wouldn't want to.
I used to bartend, and actually where we're going to get dropped off at the golf, I used to be Panini, so I used to bartend there.
Right.
And so I remember I would go home and I would be coughing up brown.
Yeah, you'd stink.
It'd be terrible. And then the minute it stopped, it was the best feeling in the world.
Yeah. It's kind of crazy and that was only in like 2008 or something like that.
Speaking of the mask, what's crazy? So it starts next week,
June 2nd.
June 2nd. Mm-hmm. I've been going to how many places I've gone to. People are fucking no masks.
Oh, we played, so when we played golf on Friday, they no longer, if you're vaccinated, they do not require that you have to wear a mask in there anymore. So we were able to walk into the clubhouse.
Yeah,
my work changed their policy, so we don't have to wear them at work anymore.
That's great, dude.
So
I'm waiting.
they're in our office.
We're changing ours June 2nd. We're just going to fall in line with the state mandate going away.
It's so good not having to wear.
It is. So I'm in a weird spot. And again, I'm not into the politics and all the bullshit.
You are.
So my kids are 10 and 11, and so they're not old enough for vaccinations. So I'm like, my wife and I have been having the conversation. Like, I'm still gonna mask up. I'm still gonna, because they'll be able to get a vaccination by the end of the year. And like, so what's a few more months and just trying to protect them. And I know that they're the chances of them getting sick from it and blah 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 blah. But like, I've made it this far, so I'm gonna push through to the end. And
they've gone down a considerable amount. Like the other day, it was only 600.
Yeah, huge.
Which is huge. Which is good. That's where you need to be at.
Well, and it kind of crazy when they announced this $1 million lottery. I thought like, well, that's kind of horse shit. Like that's not gonna, like, the people that don't want to get vaccinated don't want to get vaccinated. Turns out I was wrong. Millions of people signed up after they announced that lottery. Like millions.
I get
money
it, but
talks.
Money talks,
yeah, right.
Yeah.
It's almost like kind of like bribery, though. I
get
it, though. Yeah.
Yeah. Again, we always said we won't talk about this shit. So
no, I get it, though. I mean,
yeah, the actually a funny thing about the masks, it's not serious or anything like that. So someone that we all know was in search of golf pants. So the story that I didn't tell you before we started is that he went to go look for pants for this outing that we're playing in, and I told him, I go hit, and you're a Maxxinista, Stipe.
I am the Maxxinista.
Yeah, TJ Maxx, Marshalls, all that stuff. Yep. So I told him, I said, go there. You'll probably find something. It won't be expensive. Whatever.
Especially because he's a taller man.
Best part about it is he pulls up. He goes, as he's on the phone with me, he's like, I can't go in there. And I'm like, why? He goes, I threw all my masks away. He goes, I'm not doing it anymore. And so they still required it at those places. So he can't go in. So his stubbornness and refusal to whatever, it's just hilarious. The logic behind it. I'm like, what do you think? Like magically it's going to just go away in a day? Like it's not going to happen.
You've made it this far.
No, but the point is that he can't go in to get the pants that he needs to get.
Why exactly were you? I'm sorry. Go ahead, Stipe.
Pretty sure that most places have a mask they will give you.
Yeah,
well, he's saying he's done. He's not. He's only going to go into places
he's put his foot down.
Yes. So the fact that he was calling you about shopping for pants is my favorite part.
That's a whole thing. Yeah. It's a whole headache for me.
Yeah.
So he originally messaged, for anyone who's listening, this is he who shall not be named because we fucking hate him. And 100%. So he'll hear that and get real sensitive, probably cry about it. So
we'll see him Friday.
Yeah, we're going to see him Friday. We're going to hit golf balls at him. So but he asked me, he goes, hey, do you have any recommendations? I know you play a lot of golf, you got a lot of clothes, whatever. So I just sent him the fucking link to Google. I was like, use the internet machine and figure it out.
I'm 100% going to use that. I'm going to use that from now on when people send me random shit.
Talk about shopping. I was at Costco. I love that place. I haven't been there in a while. Awesome.
Oh, it's wonderful.
Yeah.
Bro, I bought my daughter, which was probably the worst decision I made, a 90 pack of gummies.
It's a lot of gummies, bro.
Dude, she's probably like half of them. It's only been like 4 days.
She's housing them.
Bro.
I have not been to Costco.
They're very serious about their cards, though, their IDs.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they were serious.
Yeah. I've heard a lot of good things about Costco. I've never had a membership.
Well, I think they have a good deal. Like, you can get like the elite one, whatever it is, and like you get money back. Which, if you go enough times, it does pay. Pretty much pays your membership off, which is good. But it was pretty good. They had some good stuff. I mean, they got a lot of good things. I was happy. You know, I bought like a 72 pack of hot
Costco
dogs.
shopping, John? You don't strike me as a Costco guy.
I don't buy enough of one thing to do it, but I know people that sit there. You know what's weird? That's a different tangent, but the people buy like TVs and stuff there,
Yes.
and
They're a little expensive there, though.
Yeah, they got random stuff there. Have you gotten there? The one thing that was like a hot topic for a while on all social media
Golf
crap
Simulator.
was the like Costco pizza. Is that what it was?
Oh,
They have like a little cafeteria thing
They
like
do.
after the
You know what's
registers, and
funny?
there's like supposedly
I saw like 2 people walk out with pizzas.
it's like a
Funny you say
huge
that.
piece of pizza for like $1.
No shit.
Yeah, it's like their whole shtick, and you
never
can get
heard
like
that.
pizza and a pop for like $2 or whatever it is. I don't know what it is.
Count me in, dude.
We had a
This
guy,
gained some weight.
Next time you go, check out the pizza. Supposedly it's not bad.
We had a guy that was really hooked on Kirkland beer, which is their brand. It's terrible.
Yeah, but it is.
Absolutely horrible.
You know what's not terrible?
What?
Modelo.
Modelo is delicious.
It is.
It is delicious. I'm not
Just
having
like-
one tonight, though.
No, it's all right. Hey, listen. I have a fridge outside for you guys with a bunch of Modelos in it.
We have to
All cans, though.
we have to get
This is
ready.
the pool, right?
Yes.
Yeah, we have to get ready for Friday. So we're taking it. We're all drinking water today.
Yeah, we
because
are.
I have a feeling
We're
just Friday
hydrated.
is going to be my
I
body.
was saying my wife's actually going to go. I got to ride home.
Yeah.
There you go.
So do you.
Nice.
Is your wife going to go?
Maybe.
Well, you know, I get it right.
Yeah, I'll figure it out. Listen, I'll walk. It's all good.
So
Make a
before
snail, bro. I was gonna take like
before you got here, Stipe showed
I
me
was
his
doing
new
a
golf.
podcast.
Stipe showed me his new golf clubs. I'm incredibly jealous.
Are you?
They're really fucking.
You've
nice.
got really nice golf clubs.
Yeah.
His look like shit.
Like mine, so I used to have like the top of the line golf clubs 13 years ago, and I'm like looking at them, and I'm looking at everybody else's bags, and I'm like, I know what Daddy's going to be spending some money on here.
There you go.
Dude, talk about golf clubs. So our buddy Tommy, who's our fourth.
Yeah.
This is a terrible story. So we're golfing the one day at a scramble, and he pulls the putter out. I'm like, sweet putter, dude. Would you get the full garage sale? He's like, no, actually, it's my dead grandpa's.
Oh,
And he did it on purpose. So I was like,
dude, I love it.
fucking hate
I
you. He
love
started
it.
laughing. I was like, it was actually a really good putter because I used it, and it was actually pretty good.
My wife came up with a great idea. I'm sorry, John. I didn't mean to step on you there.
No, you're good.
'Cause
He uses it all the time.
I mentioned not having a putter, and she's like, we got hockey sticks, and I'm like, done.
There you go.
Dude, that would be
You could Happy Gilmore it.
I will Happy Gilmore it. all
Although
over the
Both
green.
people,
Fish, yeah.
there's a little bit too much control though with the hockey stick. Bigger face, more control. I don't know how the other teams are going to feel about that.
I don't care.
Here's a question
Well, they can
for
beat
you.
you up.
Here's-
Here's the best team there.
Yeah, here's a question.
Strongest team.
Here's a question for you. What's our team cart assignments?
Yeah,
Who's
I've
sitting
been
with
thinking
who?
about this,
Who's
man.
sitting with
Yeah.
who?
So you shocked me when we got to the golf course on Friday, and I said I had just met his buddy Brian. Never met him before.
one?
What? Brian McCrodden?
Oh,
Yeah.
So I had just met him and like talked for like 5 minutes, and then we're walking over, and what's his name wasn't there yet.
I was in one cart. Brian was in the other.
So I'm standing there, and I'm like, what do I do? What do I do?
so Jonathan.
I looked, and I was like, Brian, I'm going to ride with you, man. And John, because I thought John would get mad if I rode with him, because John hates me.
That's
It's true. It's true.
And I
Guess what's going to happen? You two are going to ride with each other.
I sat there and I was like, I thought you were going to ride with me, Jamie, but
did.
okay.
He did.
His butthurt.
No,
So
well, no,
butthurt.
because Brian and Mark know each other.
Yeah.
So Jamie was the
didn't
only
know
one.
that.
Jamie didn't know anyone except me, and so he
I've
chose
met
to
Mark-
not ride with me.
I've met Mark before, but I did choose not to ride with you. Yeah, I'm going to do it again Friday, too. I'm riding with you.
Did I tell you a story about him?
There you go.
Did I tell you a story about him?
Who?
Where we went to an Indians game?
About him?
About Mark?
Monaco?
Monaco?
No.
So, and you guys don't know him, of course, this is our friend, but so we went to the Indians ALS game. It was ACLS. ACLS against the Blue Jays when we went to the World Series that one year. So we're sitting there, and like they have the net above the back and stop home plate.
Yeah.
Well, it goes far all the way back, and so we're sitting there, and me and him are sitting next to each other because I gave him my wife's seat because they were in another bar up behind home plate, and so there's a foul ball, and he gets up and he starts to reach over to catch it, and the ball's legit rolling down the net, and he's trying to get after it, and he's like on top of this lady, and I'm like, Mark, bro, like you can't get it. He's like, oh, sorry, he's hammered, right? Next pitch, boom, happens again, and he's like inside this lady at one point. Like it was so awkward. I go, Mark. He's like, fuck. He goes, I keep falling for it. Like, and he sits back down. I looked at the lady. I'm like, I'm so sorry. She was like, she's like, it's okay. She was crying and laughing because like legit, like, Paul, come here. This is how it looked like.
Oh, jeez.
He was like, the ball gets hit. He's like, oh, he goes.
He's breaking everything.
Yeah, I was going to say, what do I do?
No, Stipe's caught now. And if, like a
So, okay, so the ball gets hit, boom, foul ball. He goes down the net. He's like this.
Poor lady.
I was like this. I go, Mark, what are you doing? He's like, I'm sorry. He like apologized. He like, but he was in the moment, dude. What are you gonna do?
Well, listen, man. Well, I like the question of the riding assignments because I have been thinking about this because now I know all three of you and I love all three of you. So whatever way it works, We'll figure it out.
Yeah, I'm not worried about it either.
So we'll jump to a couple of emails. You guys ready for that?
Sure.
All right, man. So we did get a follow-up from Matthew Keller, which just says, what's up, guys? Thanks for the advice. Sad to say it hasn't really worked as seen above. As seen above is this email came in a few weeks ago, and we talked about his buddy who's got a bit of a gambling problem. And the picture that he sent us is his buddy gambling more and more on 3 laptops.
I mean, I give him the effort for trying.
I'm glad that our advice did not do
Listen,
it.
you know what?
Yep.
I don't know if I said it before, but dude, screw it. Tell him stop that and do a stock market.
Here we go. But hey, boys, the boys are still having fun, and that's all that matters. Thanks again for answering my questions. Got everyone pretty hyped to hear us being talked about. Can't wait for more episodes. Matt Keller.
Cool. Tell him stock market. I'm telling you, it's like gambling. It is actually gambling.
All right, so hey guys, this is from Brian Bork. It's Brian again, emailing because I bought myself one of the new UFC sports cards they've come out with. It's the silver one, signed by Stipe, and I was wondering if he actually signed it. There's so many of them. Mike Chandler said there were 1,000 of his, and I was wondering how you could fit signing that many cards into your schedule. Happy to have it anyway. Also, after my last email, Stipe said he'd love to have a pint over here in Ireland, and I just want to say I'd be more than happy to buy him and all you guys around if y'all make it here. I promise I'm not crazy. Yeah, right. That's what all the crazy fucking people say. So do you sign all those cards? I remember all those cards that went out. You signed a number of them.
No, yeah, I signed it. Yeah, actually signed it. If it was the Panini card, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep, they sent them out, so I signed it and all that good stuff. Yeah, it's legit.
Before the fights, isn't like the day before? It's either the day before weigh-ins or the day before the fight itself. You sit there and you have to sign.
No, that's the midday. That's a Tuesday.
Yeah,
it's like
you have to sign all the posters and everything else.
20, I think.
They have people, you just sit there with the marker and people are like,
and they just shuffle it through.
Yeah, so you sign it in like the same spot every time.
Yeah, it's pretty quick. I mean, that's why I learned like not to sign my full name. Can I give an STM line?
Quick.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Everyone looked at me when I started. They're like, "Dude, who the fuck's this dude?" Like,
this is taking forever.
Yeah. 100%.
You have your actual signature and then your autograph signature,
Not
which
the
is
same now.
It's just turned.
It's
Yeah,
just him, like,
smart.
over it. Yeah.
It's. I feel like as I've gotten older, my signature on like anything important has just become first initial scribble,
fucking
second
scribble.
initial
Yep.
scribble.
Pretty much what mine is. Mine's an ST to an M line.
I was watching my son, so my kids are at that age where they're now like starting to practice their cursive and their signatures and everything. I was like, oh, I remember that. That's my last name. Like that's gonna take a long fucking time. Right to done.
Do you remember had a not Happy Gilmore, Billy Madison scene where he's supposed to spell risotto in like cursive and he goes Rarudo.
Yes,
and it's just like the squiggles. Yeah. And I'm like, but that's how adults
That's exactly what we do.
cursive.
Are they trying to take cursive out of school now?
There's talks of it, but they're still teaching it, man.
Yeah.
But nobody fucking uses it. All right, one last one from Tommy or Tommy Stanek. I apologize. It's Tomi. Hey, guys, love the podcast. I have 3 questions for the heavyweight goats. 1, would you invite Daniel Cormier for a podcast session?
100%.
Yeah.
I would, 100%. He's actually a really good dude.
Yeah.
I had no ill will towards him. He actually, before the last fight, texted me. He was actually funny. He's like, champ, so you know, I'm not helping Ngannou out. I swear to God, I'm like, I never thought you were. I think someone told him I would, which I'm like, dude, it's all good, dude. It was nice of him to say that though. You didn't do that.
Yeah. All right. Number 2, how would you see a fight between Cormier and Ngannou going if it happened while DC was active?
I think DC's beat him, take him down.
There you go. And what would go ahead?
Fred's got the big hammers though, so you never know. I mean, I saw that.
Did
well,
you
I kind of did.
I don't think you saw it.
Well, no, there was a meme of me playing guitar, so no, I didn't see it.
That's fucking funny.
It's funny, right? My wife didn't laugh at that one.
All right, number 3, what would be the perfect month for another title fight? Much love from Germany. Good luck to you all.
Perfect month is when I get my rematch and I get my belt back.
Whenever that is?
Yep.
Okay.
I mean,
all right, man.
I'll wait. I do not care.
We appreciate the emails. The next time you want to send an email with some questions, John and I are people too. That's all I'm going to say. We have feelings.
Don't mind asking about horse semen.
Yes, if you have any questions about horse semen, please direct those to John.
Jamie in the subject. Put Jamie in the subject and just ask away about horse semen. Yeah. Jamie will love to do the research.
All right, listen, man. We're hitting the 1 hour mark right on the button.
Listen. I'm excited.
I'm excited too.
Friday, dude.
Yeah, it's Friday.
God,
I don't give a shit what the weather does. It doesn't.
Yeah, it's not going to matter.
Difference at all.
All I do is get to hang out with Jamie. I'm so happy, dude. Like,
thanks, bro. Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
By the way, real quick. So
I had a blast with John last night.
I know you did. You guys talked about it. Like when I talked to you guys different times. But so how about my wife's nesting? I always talk about she's nesting, so I'm doing other stuff around the house, like to help. Make sure
keep her from murdering you. 100%. Yes.
So she's like, "Hey, can you move these knives? This box of knives?" I'm like, "Yeah, for sure." And like they weren't out, but somehow magically one popped out and sliced my finger.
Oh.
I'm like, "Oh." She's like, "Isn't that bad?" I played it pretty good. I was like, "Oh, it's not that bad." She's like, "Is it bleeding bad?" I'm like, "Sorry, I took care of it." She's like, "Let me see it." I'm like, "Don't worry about it."
Yeah.
It felt a little bit bad. I don't know if it felt that bad.
No stitches?
No, it was pretty
glue.
deep.
Yeah.
It's pretty deep.
A little duct tape and we're good. Yeah. Spit on it. Yeah.
Get a little hallelujah.
Good. So again, we hit that hour mark. This is what Stipe does every time.
I can't help it, dude. I think about
he's like,
he's got things he's got to get off his plate.
Does.
That's what this is.
He does.
We're getting stuff
off
the plate.
Taking stuff off your plate because you're getting tiny.
So let's put it. We're going to put it out there. We have to put it out there. So the golf outing's Friday. We're going to be a shit show. We're going to have a blast. We're going to have stories to tell. Sunday, pool party. Stipe's house.
Okay.
Pool's heated, right? Because I don't know how warm it's going
to be. What do you think? I live in a cave? Yeah, it's fucking heated.
I don't know.
Jesus. I
don't know where Ryan's making you sleep.
Bro, I'm sleeping.
She's got a cave.
By the way, it's great because we have the nursery now right next to the bedroom, and it's a day bed, so if I ever get in trouble.
There you go.
Perfect.
You got it out.
We're good.
So we're playing, as Jamie said, we should have some fun stories from the outing. We're playing on Friday. We'll be
posting more as well.
We're gonna try and get some content out to you guys as we head to go play golf while we're out playing golf. Try and get some videos and stuff up on our stories. So make sure you're keeping an eye on that on Friday.
Where would they find that?
Oh, well, you can find us on Instagram and Twitter at Jabs Podcast. You can also shoot us those emails. We'd love to hear from you at the_jabs_podcast@gmail.com. And then also make sure you check out our YouTube channel. We have live video of the podcast. You can just search Jabs Podcast on YouTube. You can find Stipe Miocic on all social media platforms at Stipe Miocic. You can find Jamie at Mekalek, Mekalek. And you can find me at JP Chewbacca. It's like Chewbacca with SCA. We hate Rick Russo. Right now, I'm a big fan of all you guys.
Yeah.
So, hey.
Listen.
Friday, homies.
Don't get sausage egg McMuffins.
Whoa.
He's picking up the breakfast.
What are you
I'm getting the coffee.
For me and you.
I was locked in.
No, for me and you, yes. Him, a protein shake or something.
Oh, no. I'm drinking
2 sausage McMuffins.
I already told you I'm getting my giant undiabetes coffee.
Yes.
I'll be ready to go.
I'm going to say protein and stir it around.
Do I bring sausage McMuffin?
Don't say his name. Don't say his name. Can you delete that name?
Yeah, actually, no, Seth, bleep it.
Bleep that out.
Please,
Yes,
bleep that out.
Yes.
Oh, my God. Please,
so you know I was talking about you shall not be named. All right, listen, thanks for listening. We hate Rick Russo. Peace out.
Love you guys. Bye.
Ciao.